Okay, so a friend of mine and I drafted this deck together, and we didn't get a chance to play it. So here I am recording the draft games with this. So pack one, pick one, Sheoldred. So that was easy. Just go into black. And then near the end of pack one and into pack two, blue was open. So we started taking some blue cards, blue instants. I really like Bring the Ending in this format. So the other 2-mana instants, make that pretty nice. And then otherwise, we'll just try to get Corrupted on them. That makes Bring the Ending even better. And then, close the game with some of our bombs. Maybe get them up to 10 poison with some Proliferating. And Proliferating brings back the hybrid. So I think there's some good amount of synergy here. Oh yes, because we have one of the bombiest limited bombs of the past 5 years. Let's try to cast it as many times as we can. And got this late in pack 3. Already had some fixing with Dune Mover and Terramorphic Expanse, so, let's just get a removal spell that maybe we bring back and kill more things with. So without further ado, on to the first match. Okay, we've got our opening hand. We've got a reason to grab white from our first fetch. That sets us up nicely. And we have our bomb. Oh goodness, that changes. I'm going to trust my deck to deliver black in time. Still going to get the white. So we're going to start with the rat. Hopefully get a poison on him. Then we can augury. Because the deck generally has more reward for being corrupted than just dropping this crazy bomb. But I'm never going to say no to it. Okay, we are guaranteed to poison them. Love that. Guess I should have played an island first so I could poison them in case they killed the rat. They already have poison, and I really want to swamp. Yeah, I have something great to do at 5, so I don't mind. Looking for a land. Too bad I had to put 2 good things to the bottom of my deck. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Nope, it's just Sheoldred. They're going to do some damage to me. I get to probably kill something next turn. I guess probably not. The Vivisection Evangelist will probably not be cast next turn. I need to get another poison on them, and this won't do, because their thing untaps. Okay, they just got beefers. And I'm gaining life. Applying pressure with Sheoldred. Now let's just turtle up. It'll be interesting to see if they can proliferate or oil up the Mantis anymore. Let's see if they have +2/+2 and 2 oil. Okay, that's great. That means I'm going to do well during this combat. Well, now it's scary again. Alright, excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm not going to waste this spell just to get him corrupted, because I'm still doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to keep holding on to my Evangelist, and I can prologue to freeze them, prologue to Phyrexia them. If nothing else changes, that also gains me 2 life. No, they have a Reacher, so I do want that Sky Warden gone as soon as possible. Alright, red green giant things. This is interesting. We're fighting just a pure fight before... +1, +2, that gives it 1 more power. Okay. Yeah, this is lovely. They can attack with their 5/5, but okay. Now this is just disgusting. It's still possible they could play something threatening and playing the Evangelist taps me on to bring the ending. So this is plenty to give this Death Touch and keep the party rolling. And we're even on win conditions here. 10 life, 5 poison. Halfway there. Almost half the deck, so... Oh dear. Thank God. I have this spell. Yep, now we kill their flying blocker. And I think we give our rat Death Touch. And we just kill them. Like, we board wipe them if they block Sheoldred. If they don't block Sheoldred, they die when they draw a card. So, awesome. Alright, giant red-green stuff. Bring the ending. Should be good. If they're like starting their curve at 4, I'll definitely clip things out from under them. The whole take your time with Sheoldred might not be great if I'm getting bashed for 4 or 5 for each creature they cast. But I don't have any more removal, which is what I would want against such giant things, even if it costs 4 or 5. I can draw more cards. I don't need to draw more cards. I just need to hold the line until my Toxic and Proliferate finishes the game. 4/4 is a bit undercosted compared to what they're doing. It blocks the green 4-drop. But that's about it. Testament Bearer also not great. This is sort of infinite blockers. Turns 4 damage into 1 damage. But the Testament Bearer still had a pretty strong weight on that game. Again, blocked the green 4-drop. Cataxian Wrapper might be too small, but it's also possible we didn't see the cheaper half of their deck, and we don't want to get run over by that just in case. So I think we go back in. Same way. We might not have time for the Skull Bomb. So if that plays itself out, then maybe that's something we take out for the next round. Let's see, they have small stuff. Okay, nice, something to play on turn 1. Next turn, probably hold up, bring the ending. Second prologue if I need to. Oh yes, this is great. Probably rather be able to cast prologue, because I do have a decent amount of Proliferate. That starts the chain. I'd rather... Oh, no, they're casting a 4-drop, so we're getting value here. This is why Bring the Ending is my pick for best blue common. Let's get all the colors out. make them think that white could be a bigger part of the game than it is. There's an argument for just holding up 2, drawing a card, trying to get that black mana, but as we saw last game, they can play really big things and kind of overwhelm Sheoldred if they really want to. Wow, they're playing for a really long game. And considering that, yeah, I'm going for the black mana. Just punish this engraver maximally. Alright, we did not get there. I could still punish it, but I'd rather save that for something that costs more than 2 mana. The chain is started. We have lots of toxic in the air. With Prologue to Phyrexia, they're on a 4-turn clock. Okay. Giving something Death Touch doesn't, or haste doesn't matter that much except for that. Do I bounce it? Probably. This just buys me the time. If I bounce it next turn, they can give something else haste. They have enough mana. I have enough life. I'm not trading for their Cultivator. Given that I know they have that play next turn, let's give myself a chance to draw Bring the Ending. Because Testament Bearer could not block this anyway, so that's not a super helpful way to spend my turn. And we're gonna, we're on the path to win the game with our bomb in our hand without having to cast it. Oh, and they're holding this back, so they really want some cards. And now we're gonna shields up. I think the only way to kill Sheoldred in red-green is a sorcery, so we at least get one whack here. I have one more way in my deck of bringing Sheoldred back, but if they spend 5 mana dealing with Sheoldred, they're up to 8 poison, 9. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see, I have one more Bring the Ending in here. Okay. So, that's just a good use of mana for this turn. Play 2 things, and hold the fort. They're still on a pretty strong clock. This thing having vigilance is a bit of a beating, but that's okay. I'm taking 3 a turn, they're taking 2 a turn. I'm still winning that race. Now that they have something big, they can have the Bite spell to 1/1 Sheoldred. Okay, gain 1 life. At least I have a blocker for that. And their Engraver, as previously mentioned, is not looking too hot. I will eventually proliferate, so the only creature in here is the Siphoner. Not worth spending a Scroll Bomb on that. Without more interaction, I don't think I'm going to double block the Ravager. I'll just single block the Troll. And they don't quite realize that they have 8 poison. One from the Proliferate, one from Phyrexia. I mean, 8 is a much smaller number than 9 in this format. Okay, probably just the 5/5. Yep. Yep, my 4/1. Just holding the fort. Gaining more life. Dune Mover, just a body. Oh, decline. Yes, do not want to do that. And I don't think there's anything I want to bring back. It wouldn't necessarily be a great use of mana. If I have to emergency draw a card to gain 2 life, then, yeah, that's fine. They're at 4. They only have 3 more turns. Oh, love that. Now they can't use their Engraver or else they lose. Also, the potential to proliferate and bring back a flyer also threatens their life total to death. They probably have to swing out, yep. Well, we'll just make the obvious blocks. This is 6. I have tons of buffer. It's not impossible Sheoldred dies. But on board, I can bring her back. I can't cast her in the same turn, so they stay at 2 for a bit. But I also get another card from the Testament Bearer. I don't know, they'd have to have at least 2 things to make this interesting. Okay. Super don't care about that. There's no trample, right? Yeah. Again, super don't care. Got 2 power attackers. So they're 2 blockers. What are they at? They're at 7 poison. I'll just take this. It's going to be a good card. Yep. Just one thing. Yes, bring that back. I'll just lock it down. Well, they can't attack. Or else they die to proliferation. Next turn, I can Skull Bomb and play Sheoldred, so that they die to the card they draw. Or they kill me. That's the power red-green. Okay. Let's see, what did they deal? They dealt 11 damage, so cracking my Skull Bomb to draw another card wouldn't have saved me there. And that's a card I should have known about. I did have the mana to crack the Skull Bomb, bring back Sheoldred, and I, as previously noted, there is no instant speed way to kill Sheoldred, so they would have had to have drawn a card and lost. So that was a huge punt. I was playing like there were more turns in the game than there actually needed to be. Still, knowing that card's in their deck, I should expect it to be in their deck. That makes 1 toughness things a little scarier, but a lot of my 1 toughness things are playing important roles. Testament Bearer is the thing to invest the most in, but it draws me a card. Actually, no, they have 2 ways to really hurt 1 toughness things, so that'll come out. This doesn't block much but Chimney Rabble. This can block anything, but doesn't really stop anything. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a better use of my mana. Man, that was rough. Yeah, this is the best blue-black start you can have. We haven't seen any Hex Cold Slash, but it's kind of the reason to be these colors. Nice. Thanks for showing up. But at least I can cast it next turn. Okay, looks like they had a similar thanks for showing up. Draw 2. Okay, so they do have Hexfold Slash. They don't. I think you have every reason to kill that, so they have the pump spell. Good to know. Good thing I have an Air Force. If this thing really stops the ground. And they're corrupted. I'm effectively dealing 4 damage a turn. I have nothing to get back with the Skull Bomb. So we just counter their next spell. Play that turn over again. Hopefully they cast a 5-mana spell. Things are looking good. Yep. Alright. We know they have plenty of land, though, so I'm getting hit with a 5-mana spell next turn. All the same. Do I draw a card? I'm land flooded. Yes, I draw a card. Catch up the Raptor, because maybe they have some smaller things. The Raptor controls the Vorak. But they are still a long way from dead. There's so much more game left here. I probably, again, crack the Skull Bomb. There's a lot of velocity in my deck for 2-mana spells that just draw cards. So I want to have mana left over for doing that. So using my mana efficiently in the early game is going to be important. I guess we know they have the mono-red pump spell. Oh, they're fighting. Okay, that's fine. And there's no way I can kill this because it gets 5 toughness. And yeah, that's just a waste of time to remove the oil counters. I'm taking way more damage than I want to. So that was good for them. And I guess even if I did remove the oil counters, they have the pump spell. The race is pretty close here. Let's see, on board it's 4 damage next turn. Okay, yeah. I definitely want this velocity. I want some choices. Alright. My splash hurting me. This card at least 2 turns away from casting, so that was probably the worst draw in my deck. If I had drawn one of the white sources, at least I would be prepared to draw this on a later turn. Now I need to hope to draw a white source and be alive for another turn. Wow, that's painful. Okay, speaking of painful. If they have the bite spell in addition to their pump spell, that's going to be rough. Okay, attack with everything. Defeat the pump spell and kill that creature. And my 1/1 lives to fight another day if they have 2 points of interaction, which looks like Titanic Growth, so they are sweeping me. 5 plus... Okay, yeah, this could be death if they have 6 points of pump. And it looks like they do, yep. Well played. Very frustrating, but when you punt a whole game, then you deserve to lose. So, there we go.